Being called intelligent is universally flattering. It's a great trait to have. Normally when we think about intelligence, we think about the Mensa IQ test and geniuses who win Nobel Prizes for maths or science. A lot of people have this singular idea about intelligence as an innate trait that we are born with, something that can be measured and has a maximum capacity. Intelligence is actually a lot more multifaceted than that. You see, there are lots of different types, and it goes beyond acing exams. Today we're going to tell you about 9 types of intelligence according to Harvard psychologist Howard Gardner. He has broadened our understanding of intelligence and shown that it's not a finite trait, but a learned skill. If you've ever felt bad about not doing well at school or being confused about your career path, that is all about to change. We'll tell you about the signs, characteristics, and suitable careers for each type of intelligence, so make sure you stick around to find out how you can make the most of what you were born to do. Starting at number 9. Naturalist or nature smart. Naturalists, as the name suggests, are usually very in tune with nature and passionate about nurturing and exploring the world around them. They enjoy learning about the environment and different species of plants and animals. This type of intelligence was key for survival in our evolutionary pasts as hunters, gatherers, and farmers, and is still extremely important in today's society with the changing environmental landscape as a result of global warming. Nature-smart people like Charles Darwin, David Attenborough, and Greta Thunberg have made amazing contributions to our understanding of the world and how to look after it. You have high naturalist intelligence if you love nature and are happiest when spending time outdoors. You can connect with animals easily and have a knack for raising them. You have a green thumb and are great at looking after plants. You find being in nature meditative and relaxing. You are passionate about environmental issues. You're interested in subjects like botany, biology, and zoology. Your favorite activities are camping, hiking, and caring for animals. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are biologist, conservationist, gardener, farmer, botanist, astronomer, meteorologist, geologist, or a forest or park ranger. Number 8. Musical or sound smart. Musical intelligence is all about thinking in sounds, patterns, and rhythms. It's the ability to not only appreciate music, but having an ear for good pitch, which allows them to easily compose music. If you have met a sound-smart person, it's amazing to watch them listen to a piece of music, pick up an instrument, and effortlessly recreate it with perfect pitch, timbre, and tone. Needless to say, they are great at creating original pieces and learning a lot of different instruments with very little practice. A young person with musical intelligence can usually be seen singing, humming, or drumming absent-mindedly. At school, this can be misinterpreted as being disruptive. Singers and musicians have brought people together in joy and celebration dating back for thousands of years. From Mozart to Ed Sheeran, musically smart people have always had high status in society. You have high musical intelligence if you can listen to a song or music and easily recognize the pitch, rhythm, tone, and timbre. You love music and are passionate about reflecting on the composition. You don't mind if music is playing in the background. In fact, it helps you focus. You enjoy creating your own music by singing and playing instruments. You find it easy to learn new instruments and it feels like second nature. You can pick out missed beats or off-pitch sounds even when other people don't notice. You remember songs and melodies and you can reproduce them from memory. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are musician, singer, DJ, composer, vocalist, music therapist, conductor, teacher, sound mixer, or sound engineer. Number 7. Linguistic or word smart. Linguistic intelligence is, in a way, universal. Human language is absolutely unique, refined, and developed in comparison to other species. Everyone who can speak knows how to express themselves and communicate, but high linguistic intelligence is set apart by an ability to convey complex meaning eloquently. These people have amazing command over a single or multiple languages, and an acute grasp of spoken and written language. They just have a beautiful way with words. For millennia, humans have shared collective myths and been entertained by the power of words. We still celebrate great storytellers like William Shakespeare, who continues to live beyond his words, Oprah Winfrey, who captivates us with her sage memoir, and Martin Luther King, who touched the lives of millions with a single speech. You have high linguistic intelligence if you are a wordsmith and can use it to be very persuasive. You have a great vocabulary and can use those words in the appropriate context. You enjoy reading or writing, or both. You are a great storyteller. You can memorize information easily. You enjoy playing word games like Scrabble. You can pick up other languages or dialects easily, even if you are not fluent. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are author, lawyer, journalist, news reporter, politician, poet, motivational speaker, biographer, librarian, or TV or radio host. Number 6. Interpersonal or people smart. Howard Gardner's interpersonal intelligence is the equivalent to Goleman's emotional intelligence. This is all about positive relationships with other people and the ability to be sensitive towards their feelings, needs, and temperaments. They have a tendency to be inclined towards cooperation and have the desire to function as part of a group rather than work alone. People-smart individuals are great communicators who can use and pick up on verbal and non-verbal cues to understand and work effectively with other people. These great social skills allow them to easily take the role of a leader or follower, and this is because they are motivated by the collective good rather than focused on serving their own egos. This type of intelligence can be seen in highly regarded, selfless figures like Mahatma Gandhi, who dedicated his life to igniting change for the greater good. You have high interpersonal intelligence if you pick up on small shifts in tone or body language and spot changes in people's moods. You have a big circle of friends or acquaintances. You find it easy to connect with people from all walks of life, no matter where you go. You enjoy spending your free time with other people. You prefer to work as part of a team rather than alone. You are able to stand in people's shoes even when their perspective doesn't match yours. You are great at resolving conflict because of your excellent communication skills. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are teacher, social worker, actor, salesperson, manager, counselor, sociologist, publicist, ambassador, or public relations expert. Number 5. Interpersonal or self-smart. You may not think it, but self-awareness is a highly underrated virtue and a form of intelligence. Self-smart is about having a profound understanding of what makes up the self, unique qualities, experiences, drives, fears, strengths, and weaknesses. This knowledge creates an ability to regulate their lives through a considered analysis of their emotions, goals, and capacities. The skills in self-reflection and analysis extend to form a deep appreciation and respect for the human condition beyond the self. After all, it is Freud who is heralded as the father of psychology, and Socrates whose 2 words, "know thyself," still resound true through the ages. You have high interpersonal intelligence if you are self-motivated and true to yourself rather than being influenced by external forces. You are autonomous and strong-minded. You have full awareness of your feelings. You follow your heart, but take your head with you. You prefer to keep to yourself and self-reflect, coming across as shy and introverted. You have an objective awareness of your strengths and weaknesses, limits, and capacities. You enjoy theorizing about abstract concepts and analyzing them. You catch yourself daydreaming often. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are psychologist, clergy member, writer, entrepreneur, blogger, guidance counselor, or scientist. Number 4. Existential or life smart. Existential intelligence is very introspective and intuitive. These qualities open up the capacity for deep thinking about cosmic questions. People like this transcend the observable world and focus on serious questions about human existence, the meaning of life, species origin, and death. They are curious about things too vast or too small to be perceived on a 5-sensory level. While other forms of intelligence manifest as outward action, in existential intelligence, the feats of skill happen internally. They are the sages of life and spend their time pursuing the answers to these questions to try to understand the world around them on an individual and collective level. Life-smart people like Plato, Socrates, and Buddha show us how to live more fulfilling and virtuous lives. You have high existential intelligence if you often ponder questions about the meaning of life and why we live and die. You lie awake and think about what could exist beyond the known universe. You contemplate the origins of life and read books about evolution. You have a strong value system and are interested in the morals of society and politics. You like to have philosophical or religious debates. You consider the bigger picture as well as the finer details before making up your mind. You are a compassionate and considerate person. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are psychologist, theologian, motivational speaker, aid worker, philosophical writer, author, blogger, or economist. Number 3. Bodily-kinaesthetic or body smart. Intelligent is not exactly one of the first words that come to mind when we think of athletes, but it certainly should be. We all know about hand-eye coordination, but lesser known and perhaps more important is mind-body coordination. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence is the ability to have amazing control over your own bodily movements in perfect harmony with objects around you. These people have amazing dexterity and are able to use their sense of timing to showcase a seamless mind-body union. This makes them naturally talented at physical activities, like Michael Jordan, the basketball player, Charlie Chaplin, the silent actor, and David Copperfield, the amazing illusionist. You have high bodily kinesthetic intelligence if you have acute awareness of your body and are in tune with your physical movements. You are great at non-verbal communication, and everyone wants you on their charades team. You are very comfortable with physical contact. You are an animated person and express yourself with gestures and movements. You learn best by doing rather than seeing or hearing. You are good with your hands and enjoy making things. You have great physical coordination. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are athlete, dancer, surgeon, craftsperson, actor, builder, musician, soldier, sculptor, mechanic, carpenter, or fitness coach. Number 2. Spatial or picture smart. We see the observable world around us in 3D, but spatial intelligence is the ability to think three-dimensionally. The 4 components of this type of intelligence are mental imagery, spatial reasoning, image manipulation, and artistic skills. Mental imagery involves conjuring up realistic representations of the physical world in the mind. Spatial reasoning means thinking about objects in 3D. If you mention a cube, the person imagines it with 6 sides rather than a 2-dimensional square. Image manipulation is to do with accurately altering objects in the mind's eye and being able to envision the end product. Artistic skills include graphic skills and refer to the ability to draw out the vision in the mind's eye. Needless to say, these people have vivid imaginations and tend to be highly creative. This is how the extraordinary picture-smart Michelangelo was able to reveal David within a marble block, and explains the core of revolutionary inventions by Leonardo da Vinci. You have high visual spatial intelligence if you have a great sense of direction and strong navigation skills. You enjoy playing with jigsaw puzzles, Rubik's cubes, mazes, and games that involve maps. You prefer to express yourself through drawings and pictures over words. You catch yourself daydreaming about vivid scenarios in your head. You are good at interpreting pictures, graphs, blueprints, and charts. You are skilled at realistic visual arts like graphic design, drawing, or painting. You can recognize patterns easily. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are architect, interior designer, sailor, sculptor, engineer, painter, pilot, graphic artist, or inventor. Number 1. logical mathematical, or number and reasoning smart. Logical mathematical is what most people immediately associate with intelligence, but we've learned that this is incorrect. This association is probably because it's central to our flawed educational curriculums, which create a bias by making only this type of intelligence easy to see and measure. Of course, this focus also gives it the appearance of prestige and superiority. Logical mathematical intelligence is incredible, as are the other 8 types. People with this ability have great inductive and deductive reasoning skills, which enables them to think critically, logically, conceptually, and abstractly. Mathematics and science inherently call for this type of thinking, and their skills in spotting patterns and relationships lends itself to these subjects. In our society, these are the great thinkers like Albert Einstein, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk, who make revolutionary leaps and bounds of knowledge that propel our advancement as a species. You have high logical mathematical intelligence if you are good at calculating numbers and solving complex arithmetic problems. You enjoy coming up with hypotheses and conducting experiments to test them. You enjoy riddles, logic, mystery, puzzle, and strategy games. You enjoy mental challenges which push you to think outside of the box and test yourself. You are a great problem solver because of your ability to consider different scenarios. You have a thirst for knowledge and like to figure out why things work the way they work. You find yourself pondering deep, abstract questions about the universe. If this sounds like you, some great career choices are mathematician, scientist, detective, economist, statistician, technician, investigative journalist, or accountant. And there you have it, 9 types of intelligence. It is very likely that there were 1 or 2 which resounded with you most. These are the areas where you have a natural affinity, and you are likely to be more successful if you work in sync with your natural inclinations. Let us know what yours were in the comments below. We would love to know. Even though you might have a high level of intelligence in 1 or 2 areas, it's important that you don't box yourself in. People are not one-dimensional. We are multifaceted and have skills which cover several of these types. So it's possible that to some degree, you have abilities in all 9. Life inherently calls for variety. Take signers, for instance. A successful one needs to be sound, body, and word smart. The goal here is to go with the flow of your natural talents to become an expert in them. But for a well-rounded skill set, you should remember to hone some skills in the types of intelligence which may not be as strong. After all, we have seen that they are all worthwhile in different areas of life, and people can do great things with every single one.